Yeah.
First and foremost, free the whole world, boss. I am your gracious host, Caspian Montgomery. Welcome, Gaza Nation, to another episode of the Vybz Kartel Show. Today we'll be explaining the brand new song Loving Every Minute to the patois illiterate, and this song is bad to Bombaclat. So without further ado, teacher, please begin.
Girl, make you a call me. You're no more important. Send me a your baby. Better get abortion. Girl, them they enough and them wet. Worship. Had they left your man on the track like horseshit.
Adi, the innocent, begins the first verse by telling this woman she wants his attention. She wants him to call her, but she is not important to him anymore. But she continues to say that he is her baby. And then he says quite a slick line. He says, if I am your baby, then you better get an abortion, meaning leave him alone, woman. And then he says that he has so many women, all getting wet, just like a warship. And that means that, have you ever seen a warship? It is taking down all these other boats and it's dropping them right into the ocean, and they're all wet. So all these women are just little tugboats and little vessels just swimming around in the ocean. And Adi, the king of women, is just making them all wet by dropping them right into the ocean. And then he says one of my favorite lines. He says that he has left your man upon the track like horse excrement. And that is just a very deep metaphor, because after there is a horse race on a track and they have gone around, the only thing left upon the track is horse excrement. And that is how he is leaving her boyfriend, and also how he is leaving all other dancehall artists in 2019, especially the man, I will not say his name, but the blind boy. He has left him in the dust. He is no longer relevant.
Get to youth, where we want to get rich. Yo, where we rich and where we not do. Switch. Yo, what from where the every gal get dick. See don't pan the dick, jump like a pum pum.
Our great Gaza leader then comes in and says just a few powerful, actually this whole song is just filled with powerful lines, and I must big up TJ Records. This beat is just amazingly well engineered and put together. All the sounds that I hear that complement his words are just amazing. But Adi says, to all the ghetto youth, to all the poor people of the world, what do we want to get? And then in unison, all of these voices come in and say, rich. And then he says, and when we become rich, what are we never going to do? And that is switch. We are never going to turn on our friends. We are never going to forget where we came from and forget the people that helped us get there. And then he says another great line. He says, have you ever heard the saying, I believe it is true, but I don't know for myself, but if you give a woman back shots continuously and she's having sexual relations with a man with a big hood, then apparently the girl gets thick. Just like Jada Kingdom or Yannick, my two loves. But apparently this is true. Someone in the comment section, please tell me if this is a myth, or does that actually happen when a woman is getting the big hood. And then he says, please sit down upon his penis just like you sit down on your poom poom. And that is just a very clever line that most people, they haven't even thought of that. When a woman sits down, she sits down right on her bum cheeks and her vagina. So he wants this woman to sit down upon his penis just like she does every single day, every time she sits right down on her poom poom. Wonderful lines.
The party I get swell up. Everybody lit the fire well up. Jello shot, she said, go get the jello. Then me lean upon the wall, mirror, mirror.
The king of dancehall now tells us that he is attending a party, and the party is starting, so many people are starting to come into this wonderful Jamaican party. Jamaica is known for having some of the greatest parties. I just cannot wait to go there and experience it for myself. And he says everyone in the whole party is lit, and so the fire is well up. They are just having a wonderful time. They're having a blast. And then a woman, she asks for jello shots, and he says, woman, go grab the jello and let's take some shots. And then he will lean her upon the wall like mirror, mirror. And that is the old fairy tale. I believe it is the old saying, mirror, mirror upon the wall. Is that Cinderella? Yes, Cinderella. So he is going to put her upon the wall like a mirror, and I don't know what he's going to do with her once she is against the wall, but it is probably something that Shelly Belly would do.
I'm so fucking high, the moon probably get jealous. In a make the room attack, let me tell you. Shiny something shit in and you pushing shit and shell up. I'm a red or yellow, pull your G-string, cello.
Mr. Palmer, the lyrical genius, then comes in and lets us know that he is so inebriated under the marijuana spell that the moon is probably jealous of how high he has gotten at this party. That is just a wonderful metaphor. Think of that line. And then he says he's also intoxicated under some Jamaican rum, and the rum is now speaking to the woman, and then he comes with this just amazing line. I wish that I haven't watched any of the other reviews because I do not like to do that because I feel like it is cheating. So I do not actually know what he is saying here, but I will give it my best shot. I believe he is asking her to reveal her vagina to him, and then he's either going to send his penis inside of her vagina, or he is saying just show me the vagina and shut up. I do not know. Someone in the comment section, please decipher that. But that is not Adi talking. That is the rum talking to the woman, and the rum, and she is drinking amaretto yellow. That sounds just like a girl's drink. And then he says he is going to pull her G-string, cello, and that line just blew me away. Think of a cello, which is one of my favorite string instruments. I also love the violin, and all guitars, all string instruments have a chord progression, and the G string is one of my favorite notes is the G note, and he references that he's going to pull her G string just like a cello string. That line is literally the reason why Adi is the greatest musician the world has ever known. And with that last line, we have reached the glorious chorus.
Yeah, we live in, we no see no limit. Money visit, fully to the brim. Spend a lily, Ghana family. When we dead, we can't carry nothing with we. So we live in and we love in every minute. Yeah, we live in and we love in every minute. Yeah, me live in and we love in every minute. And watch we head back, we no ramp with it.
When the dancehall hero and TJ Records link up, it is magical every single time, and this is no different. This beat is just I cannot stop listening to it. It is literally like a maestro is just waving his wand and making these sounds come out, and Adi is always impressive. He never lets Gaza Nation down. He says, yes, we are living, we see no limit. The limit for Gaza Nation is there is none. There is no bar too high. We are so intelligent, we just continue progressing in life. And then he says he's going to make a money visit and just fill it to the brim, fill his pockets till they're bulging out with money. Of course, Adi could do this. He goes to any ATM and it's just like his weed. He can stop at any branch. And then he says to Gaza Nation, while you're at the party, spend what you have on you. If you have $100, if you have $1,000, if you have $1 million, spend it, because when you die, you cannot take the money with you. So just have some fun, live it up. love every single minute of your life because you could die tomorrow. That is a true statement. And then he continues to say that, yes, we are living our best life and we are loving every single minute of it. There is no time to be depressed. There is no time to just sit around and mope. You must go out and live your life to the best of your ability. And then he says, and you always have to watch your back because you know the bad minds will always try to stop anything that you are doing. So just always watch your back. This chorus is simply amazing. This song, the Adi's work ethic, 2019, it is the year of the Gaza. I have been saying that since the year started, and I have not been proven wrong yet.
When the music hit you, you not feel no pain. But the liquor lick you down if you not feed your face. Then gal run with down, but I no steeple chase. Easy race, 50-meter sprint, lift up your feet, me kid.
The living legend begins the second and final verse with an old famous saying, when the music hits you, you do not feel any pain. And then he comes in and tells us, but when the liquor hits you, if you have not eaten a meal before you are drinking at the party, you will literally become so intoxicated you will either black out or fall down and not remember any of the fun that you were having. And then he says that the girls, the women, they are running down upon the Gaza men. They cannot stop themselves. They are literally running after them, but it is not a steeplechase. They're not running after them to go get married. They are literally running them down just so they can hang out with a real Gaza man and have a wonderful time at the party. And then he says this is an easy race because Gaza men all love women. So it's a very easy race. It's a 50-meter sprint, and all you have to do is lift up your feet, run fast, and you will catch the Gaza men, just like Shelly Ann Fraser. You must make haste. You must grab them up before the rest of the women grab up these men.
So fucking high the sun that text me, but me need me space. Car without a spear, me cannot be replaced. Bill a spliff, grab a week, I dust the weed me taste. Fitted over farry, can't ever see me face.
Adija then says, if you do remember the first verse, it takes just a real artist, a real musical genius to link the second verse with the first verse. In the first verse, he was so high that the moon was jealous, and now he is so high that the sun actually texted him on his phone and said, please, I need some space. It is like having a roommate and you see them all the time and you get sick of their face. The sun is just like, please, Adija, leave me alone. Go out for the night, please. I need some space. He is that high. He is right next to the sun. And then he says, he is just like a car without a spare tire. He cannot be replaced. There is no other human on earth that will ever achieve the feats that Vybz Kartel has achieved in music, period. And then he says he is going to build a spliff, but the grabber is weak, so it is just the weed he tastes. So a grabber is like a Fonto leaf. It is like a cigar. It is tobacco. So he's rolling up a spliff, and he cannot even taste the tobacco because it is very weak, so all he can taste is the marijuana. And then he says he has a fitted cap over his forehead, and it is so low you cannot even see his face. And I have always wore my fitted hats that way, just like Jay-Z on the cover with his New York Yankees hat. It is so low that you cannot even see his face. It's just amazing artistry, and it is just paints such a vivid picture.
Mix the yes a speed with the minute maid. Yeah, marathon we run, we set a wicked pace. When your girl a suck me with a strictly dick she face. Take my number from your phone, baby, quick erase.
The teacher then lets us know that he mixes his ace of spades with Minuteman lemonade, and I am not high class enough to afford to actually have tasted Ace of Spades. I believe Jay-Z has shares in that company. It is champagne and it is very high class. So it is definitely something that I would see Adija drinking. And he says, we run a marathon. Yes, we set a wicked pace, and a marathon is something like 26 miles. I do not know off the top of my head, but a marathon is a race that most people cannot run. And he's saying that all these other artists, they can never, ever even stand behind Adidja, because he is literally setting a pace that no one could ever catch up to, and that is a fact. And then he says, when your girlfriend, so he is again stealing other people's girlfriends, and he says, when she gives him fellatio, it is strictly penis, right in her face. That is exactly what she's looking at, is a penis. It is quite a funny line. And then he says, woman, take your number, take my number from your phone. Quick, erase it. You have a boyfriend, so you're not going to call him again. You're not going to see him again. Take his phone number out of your phone, woman. This is strictly a one-time thing.
Nah, no visa, but my fuck girl in all the 50 states. Some a ride, I'm on my back like me, I lift me weights. Some of them I take it from behind up on the big she brace. Stand up and fuck the rest of them, me need no quit for days.
The King of Dancehall then informs us that he does not have a visa. He is not allowed to travel outside of the great country of Jamaica. But he has had sex with women from all the 50 states in the United States of America. So I believe all the women that are visiting, tourists, they have all slept with Adidja. I mean, it is quite a feat. I am from America. I live here, and I haven't even had sex with women from 3 states. That is an unbelievable feat. And he says, some women ride him on his back like he is lifting weights. Picture you are doing a bench press. The woman is the barbell, so she is coming up and down upon Adi while he's laying on his back. She is riding him, essentially. And then he says, and some of the women, they take it from behind. Of course, he's giving back shots. It is his favorite position, and I'm sure it is most men's favorite position. It is just definitely the funnest position. And then he says the rest of them, he is going to stand up and copulate with them, and his knees do not quit, so he can have sex for days. And that is quite a feat also. I wish I had that amount of sexual prowess. I can't even stand up and have sex with a woman for more than 3 minutes. My knees give out and I'm done for. And with that last line, we have reached the end of another Vybz Kartel masterpiece. Gaza Nation, thank you so much for tuning in. I know that I haven't been uploading as much as I should, especially with all the songs that are coming out, but I must tell you, today was just the best day that I've had in almost a year. I haven't seen my son Kingston in 8 months, and today was the first day that I got to see him. We worked it out with the courts, so now I have to go every Saturday and see him. I get a visit with him, and it was just amazing. He is walking, he's a genius, he's talking, he's running around. We had such a fun time. We were playing all day. He's just the light of my life. So now that I feel whole again, hopefully I will be uploading and as much as I can. But I just wanted to inform Gaza Nation that I've finally been reunited with Kingston, and that is it makes me so happy. It gave me all this energy. I wanted to come home and just review all the songs, but it takes many hours for me to do this whole process and edit. So I will get on it, Gaza Nation. I will be reviewing as many as I can. And I also want to say, please like, subscribe, comment, and share, because that feeds the YouTube algorithm. That is how the channel grows. And I love doing this show. It's been a year now. The way that I do my show, I usually get demonetized. So I don't make any money off the show. I do it strictly for love. the reason why I get demonetized is I set up my format much different from the other reviewers, but I do not want to change that because this is not about money. This is strictly about the love for Gaza Nation and the love for dancehall music and spreading the good word of the greatest musician I have ever known. So with that being said, until we meet again, it is Gaza, me say, forever.
Yeah, we living, we no see no limit. Money visit, fully to the brimit. Spend a lily, Ghana family. When we dead, we can't carry nothing with we. So we living and we loving every minute. Yeah, we living and we loving every minute. Yeah, me living and we loving every minute. And watch we head back, we no ramp with it.